Alright, we got Sir Pudding. I still love his image here. Like, this one right here. I think it's pretty cool. Sir Pudding, you baller. Okay. The last one we read of Sir Pudding is 2140. Which was 2140. Oh yeah, it's the symbol that, like, if you look at it, you become part of the Foundation. Like, you think you were part of the Foundation your whole time. Yes, that's coming out in a month on my YouTube channel. Yeah. No, I like that one. That was like really interesting because it was like, yeah, like all these people like were normal people before, and they looked at the symbol and became a Foundation member, or they thought they were a Foundation member the whole time. It's also Pudding. You wrote Sentinel Butcher. What a title. I misclicked. What a title. Object class Euclid, special containment procedure. At least one healthy mated pair of -A must be contained. Free flight hunting and all live feeding is required for continued maintenance of SCP-2323. Standard outdoor net aviary enclosure, including mews, is sufficient for containment. Use standard avian cages to house SCP-2323-A specimens as required for enclosure, maintenance, veterinary care, inclement weather, transport, or research. The enclosed grounds must include a variety of insect-pollinated flowering plants. Enclosure must include a minimum of 1 meter barbed wire with a metallic iron content of 90% or greater per adult -A, strong and elevated 1 to 3 meters above ground, with 0.25 meters minimum spacing between strands. And here we have a -A7 with a non-anomalous prey. Oh, it's a rat. Well, it's a mouse. But look how cute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I just now realized that fucking... Okay, first of all, well, I realized that the rat is like photoshopped in. But it's also... I just now realized that the rat is supposed to be like fucking spiked into the barbed wire, like... Poor mouse. All -A specimen must be tagged with standard ornithological tracking tags, microchips, and GPS transponders. Specimens that breach containment must be recovered or destroyed immediately. Any Lanius exubitor specimen that has been exposed to SCP-2323 and is not required for maintenance of this SCP or for research should be destroyed. Note, this SCP does not contain the anomalous prey entities of SCP-2323. These appear to be present in the environment wherever insect-pollinated blooms occur. See footnote 1. Ryan, Yu, and Watanabe, anomalous hunting behavior in Lanius exubitor, Journal of Biological Anomalies, Foundation Internal Publication, March 1987. Description: SCP-2323 is an anomalous behavior in great gray shrikes. Lanius exubitor, Expelliarmus it is mimetic in the host species and is both learnable and transmissible. Successful transmission rate of 64% to wild-caught mates and 87% to captive-raised offspring. See footnote 2. Ryan, yeah, sure. Same before. Carrier organisms designated -A are otherwise non-anomalous specimens of L. exubitor, presenting typical vital signs and observable behaviors. While -A specimens will demonstrate non-anomalous hunting and feeding using both natural thorns and barbed wire to impale prey, they show an observable preference for SCP-2323. Shrikes are passerine songbirds and lack the talents of other birds of prey. They feed by impaling their prey on thorns and tearing it apart with their beaks. Is that actually how... Wait, hold on. Is that actually how they do it in real life too, or is it just like in the SCP world? Shrikes. Oh my god, what? Ain't no way they do that in real life. They just fucking impale their food? They're just like... I thought it was like I thought that was the anomalous part. I didn't expect. But this rat. Is this rat? What? I am. I am so baffled. They just fucking impale their food and then just peck at it? God, that's metal as shit. Okay. While engaged in SCP-2323, -A specimens are observed to capture non-visible entities, both on the ground and airborne, and exclusively use the barbed wire for feeding. That's kind of badass. It is badass. It's just I just did not expect it. I just really did not. I honestly thought that this part, like just like impaling them, was like the anomalous part of the birds. I didn't think they did that in real life. Barbed wire or other high iron content metallic thorns is not present. -A will not engage in SCP-2323, but instead feed entirely on non-anomalous prey. Unidentified vocalization from the prey entities can be detected in high frequency audio recordings of SCP-2323. While the entities remain non-visible during feeding, the wire barbs used for feeding on non-visible entities become coated in blood. This blood is mammalian, but does not match any known mammal. It always says C1. But yeah. Starting in 1986, the third year of containment, circular clearing with a mean radius of 0.36 meters have appeared annually in the enclosures. These clearings are surrounded by a ring of fungal fruiting bodies of a species of non-anomalous macrofungi already present in the environment and contain anomalous objects. See addendum excerpt from document D. These anomalies appear at night, typically between March and August, with the highest frequency occurring between April 20th and May 10th. Neither video surveillance or direct observation has been able to observe these clearings being made or the objects appearing. These phenomena occur only when and where observation is not being made. Continuous video observation of the enclosure fully prevents manifestation of these anomalies. Currently, a mating pair, A7 and A10, is contained at site with offspring A12, 13, and 14. A second pair, A9 and A11, is contained at site. A8 is an adult male is being used for research at site. Why don't they just grab the creatures from the bird? Good question. I'm still a little confused. I understand that -A are the birds, but I'm still a little confused about what SCP-2323 is. It's a mimetic in the host species, and it's both vulnerable and transmissible. Successful transmission, mates and asymmetrical carrier organisms designated -A, otherwise non-anomalous. Present typical behaviors. Okay. Because it does. It's an anomalous behavior in gray shrikes. It's mimetic in the host species and it's both vulnerable and transmissible. I'm a little bit. Let me just keep on reading. Maybe it's a mimetic that lets them see the creatures. Maybe. Addendum excerpt from document D. The following items were recovered from a circular clearing with a radius of 0.41 meters in the enclosure containing -A3 and -A4 in May of 1988. These items are typical of objects that appear within this SCP during spring. A rectangular limestone block, 155 x 50 x 20 millimeters, showing signs of having been worked with stone hand tools with an average striking surface of 3.7 millimeters. Accurate height of the common vole, Microdus vallis, found draped over the block. Bloodstains in this height corresponded to the unknown blood found on wire barbs in the same enclosure. 280mm lengths of rope made from woven spider silk with a mean cross-sectional radius of 1.2 millimeter. Each rope was passed under the limestone block. 12 millimeters from either end and terminated in loops, radius of 4.3 millimeters on each end. These loops contained traces of the anomalous mammalian blood. A 403 millimeter long branch of a common hawthorn Catechus monogina, stripped of leaves and berries and planted upright in the ground. The thorns were decorated with discarded feathers from -A3 and -A4, secured with spider silk cords along with tufts of Canis lupus hair, so dog hair as well. Genetic match to SB2952. This was located 73 millimeters from the center of the limestone block, perpendicular to its longitudinal axis. Addendum G, analysis of the regurgitated pellets of -A specimens. 56% of material recovered from analyzed pellets consists of non-anomalous material such as a rodent, fur, and bones, as well as undigested chitin fragments. The remaining material is anomalous. 7% consists of undigested cured animal hides, primarily rodents, and woven textiles made from spider silk and plant fibers. 6% consists of stone tools, average mass 1.4 grams, showing advanced Neolithic techniques including knives, arrowheads, and spear points. 31% consists of bone fragments, which other than size mean length 1.5 millimeters, are identical to human specimens. So the creatures are a statement that they kill. I'm not sure what's happening. I don't fully understand it either, to be honest. I'm gonna re-skim this real quick. So we know it's a it's a discussion. Let's see here. I'm completely lost. Images download some brief notes on tracks, slightly spoiler hints. A fairy ring. Okay, we need some actual person. Oh, so maybe there's like some mythical and some blacksmith reason behind this stuff that we just don't fully see. What we've done here, but it's really obtuse. I think we're trying to imply here a little obscure. Maybe try to inform the reader a little on the behavior of strikes in the article somehow. I'm not sure how I can do that anymore than I would have without breaking tone. While specimens will demonstrate hunting and feeding using both natural thorns and barbed wire to impale. Also, the picture which clearly shows the feeding behavior. That's a hole impaled on a thorn next to the strike. I'm not sure, but I don't think you can make it clear that this impaling stuff on thorn thing is a natural thing that strikes do. You got one sentence about the behavior, but if you're not familiar with strikes, it makes no sense. I don't think you got too much going on here. There are easier ways to contain this thing within a mimetic factor that doesn't even fit the rest of the article. I even go as far as to say that containment wouldn't be much more than surveillance and study of the species. What is that it actually needs containing anyway? These birds were doing something that needs contained to reduce the species. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of back and forth arguing here. It's a behavior in gray shrikes that allow them to see, kill, and eat fairies. The fairies see it as a terrible monster that impales them on cold iron spikes. They try to placate it with religion, but it's a bird and doesn't care. Remember, the Foundation maintaining a meme in birds, but letting birds teach other birds can wipe bird memes down and storing them in safe, and is effectively containing otherwise utterly mundane birds because they are. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So the Foundation is basically trying to teach them to do other things, and these birds eat fairies. Okay, that did not come across really well. I didn't get the fairy thing at all. Iron thing makes more sense in retrospect, but we don't need some more hints to get there. But I overall like this one on weirdness value and writing. If you can somehow find a picture of one of the recovered objects, that would be great. But about the mimetic effect just being a learned interaction with something else undetectable is cool fridge horror. Making this more obvious couldn't hurt, but it occurred to me when I was reading it. Considering anything non-visible entities are intelligent. Okay. I will be honest. And that, if we go back to it, yeah, I'm using both. I feel like you needed some more background information for sure, because I do agree that the whole idea that the shrikes impale the food seems more anomalous. It definitely like, and if you find out it's not anomalous, it's actually what they do in real life. It still like trumps what this he was trying to describe. Because like you just think of like how intense that sentence is. Like a bird impales their food. You're like, okay, that's pretty insane. And yeah, you just need to know like the whole like fairy circle, which I do know about it. Like I heard about it, but I have not looked into it into deep. I just know like I've seen like it mentioned in like stories before. But yeah, I don't think reading this, like the idea that it was fairies was ever like in my mind. So yeah, I do agree that maybe making it a bit more obvious that they hunt beings that are not animals, that are like mythical beings, would not be too wrong to do. At the end, yeah, I saw from like the discussion, it seems like the author is very like, it's like, hey, here's what it describes it, and at the end, fair enough. If you think that, if you I think the meme makes them just makes them do other things that are not bird-like, like build stuff. And I mean not build stuff like as in like a nest. I mean build stuff in a way that humans would build it, because we have the description of like a rectangular limestone block showing signs of having been worked with stone and hand tools. So the birds are like doing things that are human-esque tasks. And it sounds like, from the discussion, it sounds like them eating fairies is just what they do. But yeah. I assume that's what he meant. They meant. I will be honest. The moment I found out that shrikes impale their food to eat them, I lost track of what the actual anomaly was supposed to be. Now I know. They eat fairies. And build shit like humans. What if the fairies try to defend themselves, but the birds are way too strong? Because he said the fairies see the birds as monsters. Yeah, he did say that. He also said that they believe that like they try to like appease them as like with like religion, like, you know, like worshipping and maybe sacrifices and all that stuff. But yeah, we don't really know how much. The thing is, we don't know how much the fairies try to defend themselves. There's not really that much explanation about that. I think that's where like a little bit of like extension of what the anomaly is would be good, because if we get like this explanation like, oh yeah, we see how it like hunts like creatures with rings, and those creatures can talk, and they try to fight back, but those birds are like twice their size or something like that, you know, like then we maybe could have had an easier time understanding what the hell is going on. I do like the concept. I do really think the concept is cool, because you picked a bird that has like a very badass way of eating, and you add some mythical stuff to it, and then like you I do feel like maybe take away the whole like it can build stuff like humans do, and just focus more on the like it hunts fairies, because that's already that's more than enough to be anomalous, in my opinion. But at the end, whatever the author wants, I think the idea is pretty dope. It's just that it is a bit confusing to read. Just a tiny bit though.